guys, welcome to Gemma B Makes. I'm Gemma and this is my crafty channel where I talk about all the things that I've been making over the past couple of weeks. It has been a while since I last podcast, so I've got about 5 weeks worth of things to show you. And as usual, James, my little boy, is asleep upstairs having his nap. And it's all a little bit rushed yet again. So I'm going to start just diving straight in. I usually talk about, I've got a bit of knitting, I've got some sewing, a little bit of quilting, but I've got lots and lots of finished Christmas projects. Well, Christmas presents for my family. So if you are my family, how about you just click off and I'll catch up in the new year. I'm only talking to my mum. There's only my mum that's watching. Okay, I'm already out of breath. I've only just sat down. What's that about? Okie doke, guys, I am going to jump straight in. I am really pushed on time today and I've got lots and lots to show you. So I'm going to start with some finished objects in my knitting. I'm going to start with a jumper that I've made for Edward. So Edward is my oldest boy, he is 7. And this is the Flaxlight by Tink and Knits, and I've knit it in my own hand-dyed yarn that I dyed together with Edward. Actually, we had a day of dyeing yarn and he picked the colours. He knew he was going to get a jumper, but he doesn't actually know that I've made it for Christmas. So this is probably the 3rd time that I've knit this pattern. It really is a simple pattern. It's just a tiny bit of garter stitch on the sleeve that gives it that little bit of interest. And it's just a nice raglan increase around the neck and yoke, and then it's a straight stitch all the way down, straight stockinette stitch. It's really, really effective, and it's I'm really happy with the yarn. Actually, I picked this yarn up undyed at Yarndale last year, the year before, and I think it's a superwash merino, just 100% merino, but it's really soft. It's really nice. I know that Edward's going to really, really love this. And it matches the one that I made for James. And if you go back a few episodes back, you'll be able to see the one that I made for James. And also the one that I made for my nephew Milo. So they're all going to match. And it's going to be so cute. But yes, that was my first finished object. Was it the first? Oh, I don't know what order I finished them all in. But yeah, I was quite happy when I cast this off. Yeah, so it's all blocked, all ready for the Christmas present pile. So also going into the Christmas present pile is a pair of finished socks. So these are some rainbow coloured socks. The rainbow colour is called, I think it's Rum Paradise by West Yorkshire Spinners. And this dark grey colour is Lowlight by Coop Knits socks, yeah. Super duper simple pair of socks. The pattern kind of is my own design, my own pattern, the Slip the Rainbow sock, but without the slip pattern, because if you again go back to a previous episode, you'll be able to see that I wanted to do a self-striping sock in the Slip the Rainbow pattern, but the row repeat on this was just not quite enough. There's only 4 rows per repeat, and you need about 5 or 6 for it to work. Slip the Rainbow is available on Ravelry, and I'll leave a link down below if you'd like to download it. It's a free pattern, you help yourself. But yeah, this will be going into the present pile. Now, I got out all the gift drawer, as it were, to have a little look through over the past couple of weeks to see what I need to make for people, how much I actually have, and realised that actually I only needed 1 more pair of socks for all the ladies in my family to have a pair of socks, and this was the last pair. So actually everybody, all the ladies, so there's my mum and my sister, 2 sisters, David's mum and David's sister, and my grandma all get a pair of socks. And how amazing is this? That only David's sister has a different sized feet. Everybody else has got the same size feet. So actually, that's worked out really, really well. So I knew There was only David's sister that needed a different size. Guess who's getting these ones? So these are for Sarah. It worked out really, really well. So when it comes to presents, I've got quite a large family. So I'm the eldest of 4. There's me and then my brother and 2 sisters. And David has got 1 sister, Sarah, and his mum. So his side of the family is quite small, whereas my side's just that little bit bigger. They've all got partners. My brother has 2 children, Heidi and Milo. So yeah, lots of Christmas present making. We're all decided this year, because this is the year for it, isn't it? We're all not going to be able to get together to have that big Christmas gathering that we really want. We know it's happening. So what we've said is we're just going to buy for the children this year. We've always made a list. You write your list to Santa and you give it to Santa. And we all buy for each other, and it's becoming so expensive, especially as we're getting older and more people are getting added to the family as we get older. Yeah, so we've decided this year, in fact yesterday, the day before, was my youngest sister's 30th birthday. So we're all in our 30s now, and it is time. We can finally say no more letters to Santa, and we're just gonna buy for the children and just give each other a token gift. So actually, just knitting everybody a pair of socks. Although I know how much the yarn cost, they don't. So it's only a token gift from, yeah. So yeah, I'm kind of done for the ladies. I need to think about my brother and my dad. And also, although I say I'm done, I'm actually making a little bit of something else for my sisters as well, because although I'm making them socks, I don't know if they'll actually wear them. My mum loves the socks, David's mum loves the socks, and David's sister loves the socks. And I made socks for my sisters last year, and I don't know if they've worn them. I don't know if they were appreciative. They were very appreciative of the presents, but of the socks. But I don't know if they'll wear them, and I don't know if it's their kind of thing. However, I decided the other day, this is a bit of a ramble. Knitting extra things just because I'm nice. Yeah, we don't know if my sisters actually appreciate the socks. Do I want to keep the socks to myself? And what I really, really wanted to do was make some gloves. So that's what I did. I made some gloves. So on to my next finished object. I made a pair of gloves. So these are knit in Truly Hooked. I'm sure I don't know what I did with the tag. I saved it as well. Oh, and I cannot for the life of remember what the colour is. I thought I'd saved it. I haven't. Oh, that's really annoying. Anyway, Truly Hooked. So I knit myself some gloves. What I did is this is 4-ply fingering weight yarn held double, and ages ago, my lovely friend Rosalba, she is the glove queen, and I sent her a message to say what is the best pattern to start some gloves. I've never knit gloves before. What's the best way to start? And she said, she sent me a link to a free pattern on Ravelry, and she also told me to follow along with the Very Pink Knits, Stacey of Very Pink Knits. We all know her. She does brilliant tutorials, and she does start from the very beginning of how to do gloves. So that's what I did. I used the numbers from the free pattern Rosalba sent me, and then I just followed along with Stacey's glove tutorial and made myself some really warm, squishy gloves. Now, as you can see, I've got the tiniest little fingers in the world, so these gloves will just fit me and my middle sister, because we have the same hands and probably the same size too. So I was thinking, because I made these for me, but then actually I think Maisie might appreciate them a little bit more, and they're not really my colour. Doesn't really. I also, with the leftovers, made a headband to go with. So I won't put it on, but you know how I feel about my hair right now. But when I put this on, so I made it to fit me, to fit my head, to fit my hands, in a time when I should be Christmas knitting. But I really wanted to make some gloves. There's my end sticking out there as well. But as I put them on, they really don't suit me. Like the colours don't suit me. So I think this as a set is probably going to go for Maisie for her Christmas present. But then I was thinking, always with the thinking, that if I was going to knit Maisie some gloves and a headband, I should probably knit Emily Jo some gloves and a headband. So there's all my finished objects. We'll go on to whips. I started knitting my sister some gloves. So this time I got a pattern from Ravelry. Again, it was a free pattern called the Podsters. I'm not quite sure who it's by. I'll pop a little, it's on screen I'm sure right now. These, instead of worsted weight, these are a fingering weight yarn, and following in the lovely theme of Rosalba, she sent me this lovely yarn. This is Glamkin yarn, and it's a yak base, so it's 70% superwash merino, 20% yak and 10% nylon, and it's in the colourway Gemma. How cute is that? So, and you know, this is what's left. This is where my whip's at. This is where my whip's at. Okay. So, as you can see, I've not quite finished, but these have knit up so quickly. I'm really impressed with these. So the Podster gloves are actually fingerless, and they have, you know, the flap that kind of goes over the top. I really wanted to do fingers, however, I really wanted to be able to do this with my thumb. Well, I thought my sister would be able to do that with my thumb, with her thumb, sorry. So you can use your phone. So fingered gloves, but with a little peekaboo pocket on your thumb. That was cool. And I made sure that these fingers are a lot stretchier and a lot bigger than mine, because, you know, but yeah, I was really impressed with this. This yarn is so nice. It's so lovely. And you know, it is perfectly me. So it's come round. We're all talking about Christmas. We're all talking about Advents. And me and my lovely friend Julie of Twist Tangle Fibres are doing an Advent calendar swap. So we're just using all our leftovers and making each other an Advent calendar. And when I got my big bag of yarn out, it was really quite clear that I have a colour palette, and this is my palette. It is this grey colour with this green colour and this purple. This is my colour palette in just one glove, in one yarn. It's so nice, it's so lovely, and I'm going to give it to my sister. No, she deserves them. They're really nice. So yeah, that's my, and I've really enjoyed knitting gloves. They're really simple to do. A lot easier than I thought it was going to be. The only thing is getting a little bit tedious is that I am knitting on my so this is the only 2.5 needle that I have. Sorry, I'm just nosing at the neighbours outside. They're walking in front of my house. So this is my sock needle that I use. That's the only 2.5 millimeter needles I have, and it's a really long cable. And as you can see, there's like 20 stitches, so 10 stitches on each side on this giant cable doing magic loop. It was getting a little bit tedious. So So I ordered myself some 2.5 DPNs. I've never used DPNs before. I ordered Rosewood Symphonies. I've sent them back now. I couldn't get on with them at all. I really didn't enjoy it. I thought, oh, it'd be a lot easier because it's only 10 stitches. You can just swap in and out. But when you're knitting on one side, you've got your needle on the other, and it's really stiff and out of the way. Whereas when you're knitting on one side, when it's on a cable, so it's flexible and it's moving. And I was dropping all the stitches, and I managed to get about 4 rounds round before all the stitches would fall off again. I was really, really rubbish. So I just sucked it up and I just used these, and I sent the other ones back because I'm never going to use them. I tried the DPNs and I sent them back straight away. Oh dear. But yes, I have really enjoyed knitting gloves, and I've got lots and lots of yarn left over from doing them you know, held singly rather than double, because when I held just double, I got this beautiful big squishy glove that's going to keep you nice and warm, but I didn't have much yarn left. So if I actually, it shouldn't really make a difference really, should it, making a glove out of? Anyway, I should be able to make a nice headband to match the gloves with all the leftover yarn, and I'm sure Emily Jo will appreciate those as well. So I think, although I've knit everybody a pair of socks, I might keep Maisie and Joe's socks and for myself, and give them hats, well, headbands and gloves for Christmas. I've got two more whips to show you. I will show you these boring ones first because I'll say boring. I have cast on a pair of socks in this sock yarn. Let's have a little look what it is. Super Soupy Doopy. This I picked up from my local yarn store. It's a small local one in Pudsey, and she's just recently opened, I'd say the past couple of months, and she can't have had long before we went into lockdown and it all kind of shut, and she were doing a lot of online orders, and then we're going into lockdown 2.0. I needed some thread, which I'll talk about in a little bit, and I thought while I was there, this looked lovely, and I think it's quite my dad kind of colours. I've not knit my dad any socks before, so I thought I'd give it a go. So I cast on a pair of socks for my dad. So my dad's Christmas socks. But yeah, let's have a look at this yarn. What does it say? I think it's just a standard sock, yeah. 75% virgin wool and 25% polyamide. It feels a lot like a West Yorkshire Spinners, a nice hard wearing sock yarn, and my dad likes to go for big long walks. He likes to hike, so I think they'll be lovely for him. I think he'd really appreciate them. So yeah, like I say, it's just a tiny little cast on. Now, let me show you what I actually want to show you. What I actually want to be talking about, instead of all the, ooh, kicking the camera. Instead of all those things for other people, let's talk about the things that I've actually been making for myself. So, without any further ado. In my bag by the Fibre Fox, this is a massive sweater bag. I love this bag. It fits it all in. This is my Sly by Caitlin Hunter, and I finished the body. It's got no sleeves yet, but I finished the body. I don't think words can describe how much I love this jumper. So I know for a fact that you guys cannot see the luscious, beautiful colour that this actually is. The camera does not pick it up. I can't get it to pick it up. It just keeps changing the colour, and every time I put it on screen, I know I fade into the darkness, everything turns blue, but it is the most luscious golden brown. It's got really, it's so warm. It's such a warm colour, and it just does not show on camera. but this is Drizzle by Hey Sister Yarn Co. And the contrasting colour here is Sandpiper by Beehive Yarns. Sorry, let me have a... Oh, this is a bit of a mess. So that's Beehive Yarns, Sandpiper. They are both on a high twist base. So they like Hey Sister Yarn Co. and Beehive Yarns. We've got Sandpiper and Drizzle, and they are both on Superwash Merino 80% and 20% nylon, so they're both on a high twist base. Now I've knit this pattern once before, really enjoyed it, but the last time I didn't do it, I did a plain body, whereas I've actually done the little tiny cable cross texture on it this time. And I'm really glad I have. I think it really adds, it just adds so much to it. So this little tiny cable, this little cross, let's see if, I really hope you can see it. It's just a 1-stitch cable. Now, after 3 rows of, well, three times, 1, 2, 3, of using a cable needle and doing this one tiny little cross, it was really starting to annoy me. I think I got the 3rd time doing it and I was like, do you know what, I'm just going to rip back and just knit this thing, because I don't think I could do, I knew I was going to need 14 rows. Is that how many I did in the end? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, yeah, 14. I just thought the thought of doing it 14 each time, and then I remembered that the beeswax hat, or the beeswax texture pattern by Amy Vanderlaar also has a 1-stitch cable, and I never used a cable needle, and I had a little look on her pattern and she has a perfect little way to do a 1-stitch cable without using a cable needle. You just kind of swap it around on your needles. Perfect, done, mastered it. I felt so much better, and then I thought, oh, maybe it's going to be like a different gauge, you'll be able to tell the difference between the top 3 and the rest. Nope, you can't. I'm impressed. I was happy with myself. Now, the first time I knit this pattern, I didn't want to do the little crosses, because I thought if I ever get one out of place, or if I do one wrong, I'm always going to know, I'm always going to be able to see it. My eyes are going to go straight for it every time. And I can honestly say I didn't get one in the wrong place. However, I did get one wrong, and I can't see it now. Oh, it's here. I'm going to show you, because this is the reason it stopped me doing it, and it's no reason whatsoever. So this little one here, I don't know if you can see, is not a cross. It kind of does 2 V's, like a V on top of a V. I did them the wrong way around. It makes no difference whatsoever. You can't see it now that I hold it here. Nobody's ever going to know. Why did that stop me doing it the first time? I don't understand that. Why do we stop ourselves? Why are we scared of knitting? Why, seriously, why are we scared of knitting? I always think, oh, it's a little bit intimidating. It's a little, oh no, I want to do the colour work. I won't want to do this. Why? It's just knitting. Just do it. If it doesn't turn out right, just sod it. Does it matter? Anyway, little pep talk for you then. What are you scared of? Don't be scared, just knit it. You're scared of this giant lace. It's so easy. Okay, maybe if you're not if you've just picked up your needles, then yes, this is going to be a little bit difficult. But if you've been knitting for a while, and you can knit stitch, and you can purl stitch, and you can knit 2 together, knit 1 through the back loop, you can do this jumper. It really is easy peasy. I'm just, yeah. Can you tell that I like it? I'd like some sleeves on it now, but I will finish my Christmas knitting first. I really want to finish all of my Christmas gift making before December the 1st. I would like to be able to open my advent calendar on December the 1st and just have it just for me, not have to worry about doing anything else. I want to make lots of Christmas decorations this year. I would like to do some quilting, Christmas quilting. I've got lots of plans for December Christmas making that I just want all of the presents to be finished so I can like fully embrace lockdown Christmas this year. I've always loved this time of year when it starts to get cold and all the leaves are finally off the trees and you get that little bit of that hope when it's dark here at 4:30 now, so all the clocks switched 4:30 and it's dark, and I just love the snuggly of it all, like being in your own home and just being wrapped up warm. Whereas this year it has been forced upon us for the past 9 months of being snuggly at home. Don't know how I feel about it really. I still love being at home, but it would be yeah, it would be nice if I could meet with my knit group or my spinners. We had a knitting Zoom on Saturday, and that was really nice to chat to everybody that, you know, I don't really get to see very often anyway, but they were talking about doing a knitting Zoom Christmas party and sending each other a little gift, so that'd be nice. I'm quite looking forward to that. Yeah, oh sorry, I have to move. So yeah, lockdown sucks, guys. Do you know what? I need to stop. I need to stop having a moan about it because the eldest is still at school, and while Eva is at school, I am happy. If I don't have to be a teacher again, that's brilliant. Thank you. I don't want to be teacher mummy. I'm not very good at it. Okay, I'll stop waffling. That was all the knitting that I've been doing. I don't have any crochet. I've not been doing any crochet for a long time now. However, I do have lots and lots of sewing. I keep looking here because it's all here. It's a big giant pile. I'll start at what I've done first. So last time I saw you guys, I had all the material ready for sewing my own coat. I wanted to make the Kellyanne rack by Closet Core Patterns. I am still on with that, but like I say, Christmas making has come first a little bit. So I've got some prep done in that I've cut out all my pieces, so all my outerwear pieces, but I am quilting the lining. So I brought a couple of pieces to show you what I've been doing with the lining, because that's the bit where I'm actually getting a little bit stuck. I'm not stuck, but I didn't realise how long it took. It takes a long time. So this is the lining of the coat that I was making. So this is a Liberty tan lawn. It feels beautiful, and I've quilted it onto, oh god, I've got threads everywhere, you're gonna be able to see all this, a polyester batting, a wadding batting, yeah, something that's going to make it nice and warm. And as you can see, I've not got the best quilting skills, but I've just done a cross hatch throughout it all. You can't really see it when it's on the front side. The cotton that I did not realise how much thread quilting used. So I quilted these 2 pieces, and there's another side piece that goes around the hood, and another piece, I think 4 pieces. I used the whole reel of cotton. So I had to run out. We knew lockdown was going to happen. I went to 2 different sewing shops that are local to me, and nobody had the colour that I needed, but Top Stitch in Pudsey, she was to the rescue, and I bought them all. I think there was 4. She had 4 of the same colours. I want them all, give me them. So I still need to quilt. So I'm going to be quilting the body parts of the coat, so the 2 front chest pieces and the back piece, but they are really big. They're really big pieces, and it took me a long time just to do these ones. So what I did is I bought some spray mount, like for fabric. So it's glue in a can, and I sprayed the batting and then spread out really, really carefully, making sure it all was flat and even, and ironed the Liberty print onto the batting, and then I quilted it. So it was never going to move. It was already glued on there, and the glue actually just comes out in the wash. And once I'd sprayed it on and quilted it, then I cut out the shapes. So it all went really well. It went to plan. That was the plan to how to do it, and it's worked brilliantly. It just took a very, very long time. I did not realise how long it was going to take. And I've got the 3 biggest pieces to do. But once all the pieces are all quilted and ready, then I'll be ready to make my coat. Hopefully that will be the December project. I'm going to be knitting on my advent, making Christmas decorations and making myself a coat. Okay, so before Christmas there is Halloween. Last year I made Edward a Halloween costume. He is Pokemon obsessed. So last year he wanted to be a bat. He was the Zubat from Pokemon. And this year he wanted to be an Aerodactyl from Pokemon. So same kind of concept. He wanted wings. He wanted to be able to flap his wings. Now the thing with Edward and dressing up is that he doesn't like dressing up. He doesn't like putting an outfit on. He doesn't like putting makeup on. He won't wear a mask. He won't those little fake tattoos. He doesn't like them on his skin. He just doesn't like dressing up. So last year when he wanted to be a Zubat, I ended up making a jumper with some wings in and a hat. So I'll wear a hat and I'll wear a jumper. So this year I made, now full disclosure, it is like what, the 11th or 12th of November. So this has been a good couple of weeks. I made it mid-October. He has worn it every single day. So it's looking a bit tired already, and it probably needs a good wash. But this is Edward's Aerodactyl. So it is the made by Jack's mum pattern, the pattern for the hot chocolate jumper. And I modified it, give it a little bit of hack by just applique and some eyes. Oh dear. Oh, he's really loved this one. And a little bit of a snout with some nostrils and some ears. And then we've got some big giant wings on either side. And on the cuffs, I just kind of put a little claw. The Aerodactyl's got claws. So I put a little cuff on the claw on both sides. And like I say, he's worn this every single day. But this fabric I picked up from my local fabric store, Fabrics for All. She's got a really, really nice shop. But I got this one because we needed this particular colour. I needed this colour of grey, and this was the only jersey material, like a stretch material, that she had in the shop. But it was £13 a metre, but it's super luscious inside. So it's really thick, it's really warm. Well, you can see how much he's worn it. He's worn it every day because he said it's just so cosy and so comfortable. So what I did was I made him the size 8 to 10, no, 8-year-old, because yeah, made by Jack's mum, actually goes in ages. Edward's 7, I made the 8-year-old size. And I made it so these wings could actually be taken out. So that is going to be one of my projects next, that I just unpick this one seam, this big giant wing, and then he can just have an everyday cozy snuggly hoodie for the winter, because he really likes it. He'll just keep the little eyes. So yeah, that was Edward's Halloween costume. He really, really enjoyed doing that. And James is 2, and I did absolutely nothing for him. He wore a little pumpkin jumper that his grandma bought him. David's mum bought him a pumpkin. So that was what he wanted to do. He wanted to wear his pumpkin outfit, and we went out twice. So because we were having a Halloween lockdown, there was no trick-or-treating in this area, but the local community did a really lovely thing where they dressed up the outside of the houses and put on different trails. There were 3 different trails within Farsley, my little village, and people put up letters in their window, decorated the outside of the house and put up a letter in the window, and you had to go find all the houses with the letters and spell out a word. So we did a trail one night, we did a trail the next night. Yeah, and then what did he... Oh, James has got a little Bing Bunny outfit, so he went out as Bing Bunny the next night. So he was a pumpkin and a Bing Bunny, and Edward was an Aerodactyl for about 3 weeks. Every single day for 3 weeks running. He really liked that outfit. He just said it was really, really snuggly, so I think as soon as I take out those wings, actually he can just wear it as a jumper. It'll be good. So, following on from Halloween, the same pattern, so the Made by Jack's Mum hot chocolate, I had enough material left over to make another little jumper with. So I've got leftovers for the sleeves and the body, and leftover material from a previous project to make a little hood. And so this is my nephew Milo's Christmas present. So I can't really, the hood crosses over that much at the front that you can't really see. It's got like this little crossover feature to it. But yeah, so this is for my nephew Milo. Again, I've made the size age 2, and Milo, he only turned 1 in September, but I made the size bigger because I know how much Edward loves that snuggly material. So I thought I'd make it a really big, nice, cosy one, and Milo's, it'll be nice for him to grow into. So yeah, I thought they went really well, the little leftover bits. So it's leftover cuffs and the bottom band there and the hood. I thought it was really cute. So it really is soft inside. Like this. This is what it looks like when it's not being worn for fun every day for 3 weeks. It's really, really soft. It's lovely. Really nice. It got very dark all of a sudden. Did it get very dark? Sorry about the lights. Where did you go, son? So, and yet more sewing. The same pattern. So, this time, I just went through all of my fabric and everything that I could make for the kids. So I've made that one out of leftovers for Milo, and I also made the same pattern but the different version of it for Heidi. So again, this is Made by Jack's Mum hot chocolate, but this is the dress version. So it's quite a long tunic dress with the rounded neck rather than the hood, and there also is a cowl neck version, but I put the rounded neck. So this material, I picked up from Fabrics for All, and it was a remnant. I think I got 70, it was like just over a metre, 70 centimetre piece that just got, it must have been the end of a roll. And I thought, as soon as I saw it, I thought, do you know, I think I could probably get something for Heidi out of that. And lo and behold, an age 4 tunic dress just for Heidi. And I had this ribbing that I picked up at Harrogate Knitting and Stitching Show, not last year but the year before, and when I put them together I realised actually that yellow and the little yellow flowers match perfectly. I thought that was such a perfect little match. On the pattern it also calls for to put like little patch pockets on the front, but it didn't look, they didn't look right in the same material, and this ribbon came on like a roll, so I couldn't make the patch pockets. But I thought actually if I had the material they would have looked really, really cute, like 2 little patch pockets in the yellow colour on the front. I just didn't, yeah, I didn't have the material to do that, but I thought it was really, really cute. So Heidi and Milo finished for Christmas. So I've made them both these what I've just done. And I think I'll make them into an outfit. So I'll probably get some nice little tights or something, and like a hair bow, something to go with the dress for Heidi, and maybe some cute little jogging bottoms or something, or some nice jeans to go with the jumper for Milo. And then they're finished for Christmas, which is exciting. And then I've got one more in the same pattern. So this is one that I made for Edward ages ago. So I had this material and made up the hot chocolate a long time ago, forgetting to put the back facing piece in. So if you look inside this bit, oh, I've done it. It's got like a semicircle. It just hides all the like all the seams. Oh, I've got fibre up my nose. So I forgot to do that on this one. It's one of my earlier ones when I'm doing this pattern, and I didn't read it properly. Didn't read the pattern properly, and I made Edward the dress version, and it was really, really long, and he wore it like that for bed for quite a while until he just asked me the other week while I had the sewing machine out. He's like, "Could you just fix it and turn it into a jumper for me?" And I never showed it on here. So this was a hot chocolate that I fixed and turned into a jumper for Edward, although we didn't measure it very well, and it's now a cropped jumper instead of a dress. So it went from being a dress and it's now a cropped shirt. It is forever to be a little bit girly on him, but he has worn it for bed. Every time he's worn it, he's always worn it for bed. It's not an outdoor jumper anymore. It was to start with, it's not anymore. But there you go, guys. That is actually everything that I've been doing. So what have I got here? 1, 2, 3, 4 versions of Made by Jack's Mum's hot chocolate, all looking different, completely different versions each time. A jumper for me, some socks, 2 pairs of gloves, a jumper for Edward, so many things. But it has been a long time since I've spoken to you guys. Now that that's everything that I've been working on. I've got a few more bits to do. I'd like to finish the socks for my dad, so they're for Christmas. And then all I need to do is make something for David, my other half, David, and my brother, Johnny. I think I'm probably going to get a nice hat for Johnny. He's not really, I can't think of it. He does wear lots of hats. I don't really have much yarn in for yeah, I'm gonna have to do a bit of shopping, I think. So yeah, just going so yeah 100 times now. But that's it then Christmas is finished. Well, it's not finished, it's just starting, but I've made everything. It's exciting. I do want to say a huge, massive big thank you to everybody who shopped at my Etsy shop last episode. I put my podcast up on a Friday morning and I'd sold out of the bags that I made by the Sunday afternoon. I was so impressed and I was so grateful, and a huge big thank you to everybody that bought one. They went all over the world. They went to Ireland, they went to New Zealand, it went to Australia, everywhere. I hope everybody got theirs. I know the shipping to Australia and New Zealand told me that it could take up to 6 weeks. That was longer than I ever expected. But I hope you got them. Please tell me if you didn't. But yeah, I was so overwhelmed. Thank you guys for doing that. I really appreciate it. And it did just mean that if I wanted to do something like that in the future, it made me feel a little bit better that it might be viable. So thanks guys. I got a little bit of news from my work. So for those of you that don't know, I am a care assistant for the elderly. I work in a rehab centre. So when older people have operations, or if they have a little tumble or they have a fall, they're not poorly enough to be in hospital, they come and stay with me, and we see that they get the physiotherapy and get them back on the feet and get them back home. When I had James, I had my maternity leave. I had 9 months leave. No, I had a year's leave. And then I took an unpaid gap year. Well, an unpaid, it's called an employment break. So I still have my job, but I'm due to go back to work in April. So I've spent, the past 2.5 years with James at home, and I've loved it, but he goes to nursery in April. So I go back to work, but I've recently had a letter to say that my work is closing down. Well, they've gone into consultation, but they're going to close my work down. So I will have a job because I work for the local council, so they can redeploy me. But I've enjoyed my job for a very long time. I don't really want to go anywhere. I don't really want to go anywhere else. And yeah, lots and lots of life decisions are being made at the minute, and it's just made me think about a lot of things, and just selling those few little bits on Etsy really made me think, actually, do I need to go back to work? Yes, I do. I need to have a job. I need to do things, but could I do something for myself? Has James just woke up? Yes. Just as we get into the nitty gritty. Okay, I need to go get him. 2 secs. Okay, James is up, he's awake, he's watching TV. You're probably going to hear some cartoon kind of noises in the background there. I was in the middle of telling you about my life. But I'll tell you all next time, eh? That sounds like a plan. He's pretty sad, is James. He's just woken up. He has not slept for as long as he needed. So I'm going to go and give him some cuddles, and we're going to watch some cartoons. But I'll catch you all next time, guys. Thanks for coming to watch me share what I've been making over the past couple of weeks. Give us a thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe if you want, and I'll see you all next time. See you later. Bye.